all that aside, he realized that he could not devote the time to it because by now Mobius music was becoming really complex.
Yeah, it got pretty intricate.
About halfway through Gravity Shifts. About
really?
Gravity
Shift was
on Ignition, the kickback in. Yeah. That was the last contribution I made because you were playing that riff, and I was like, you should put that here.
I thought it was
here's this thing.
Yeah, there's some
real quick. I want to mention how because he leaves. I actually solicit 2 players in the local scene. I won't say who they are, but if you're in the Augusta area, you know at least one of them.
Yeah, you know
one of them, and they were like, and they were known for doing more than one project at a time. So I wasn't trying to steal them away from their main project. I just figured they could help us out while they were doing their other thing.
Yeah, we have a good momentum. Like we try to like constantly be doing something.
And we, after getting shot down, how did the idea of running tracks get presented?
Trees on Mars. We noticed that they did it, and we kind of inquired a little bit about it.
But we had 3 people at the time, though.
Yeah, well, I think that's where the idea.
I feel like at the time the biggest proponent of running the system. I wanted to run a click from early on.
Yeah, you did.
And we were just like,
that would have been. I was solely against it.
We were just like, no, man, we're a fucking real band. We do real band stuff.
You know, Dream Theater don't run a click. You know, which they don't. But however.
Incredible bands don't run a click, and some incredible bands too. It's just a stylistic choice.
It is. When I found out Devin Townsend runs his whole show, I mean his whole show is based on a click.
When you find out how bands do things,
you were telling me this too. That's what happened. You guys were seeing lots of bands, and you were like, "Hey, man, this such and such a band." They were all on it.
I think the band that made me realize it was okay to do that was the Safety Fire.
That's who
they didn't have. They didn't even have a single fucking pedal board on stage. They just had that shit
because we went to that show and I actually inquired about that during their set, and he was like, he pointed over to the laptop and it's like, we got Pro Tools.
Yeah, it's like. So you can do that, and it will fucking sound good. I
was scared to do this.
People will talk shit if you fucking sound good.
Yeah, I was scared to do this. To be honest with you, I was like the last one dragging my feet, and it turned out
it became a necessity.
I was the one that figured out how to do it.
At the end of the day, a lot of these songs came from a collaborative effort in a labor of love.
Wrote a lot of them.
Even though there were awesome parts written after I left. Like the end of Ignition, the end of Gravity Shifts, and Free Fall Part 2, all those were not my contributions.
That was after,
On some of the earlier songs, and I guess in the record, not really, because Ignition is first, but The Switch and Do You Think We Have Time, I think is where...
Yeah, that's where you shine.
If you're looking for Travis writing there, that's where you're going to find it.
Yeah, you're going to get you're going to get a good dose of Travis on that.
I agree.
On that song. It's more so like there's been a lot of love. We've taken some time with this.
I mean, regardless of whether the end product is the most polished thing you've ever heard, I think you'll recognize when you listen to it that it didn't come from a commercial or come from a it really came from a place of artistic endeavor, and
very ambitious.
Maybe beyond what we were capable of at the time that the ideas were conceived, and that's okay.
What kind of made us grow as like artists, I would say.